Alwar is basically a rural population. 75% of it is in the villages, and it's more of a agrarian district with little bit of industry around, and the basic problem is of the water shortage. There's hardly any drinking water, hardly any groundwater. The tube wells are getting dried every year, and industry is also, initially it picked up. There was some Japanese zone, and a lot of automobile industries came into. But unfortunately, with the present government's demonetization and other economic problems, the industry is not expanding. I mean, we had earmarked an area which was supposed to have taken by Korea. We call it the Korean zone, and it's all been developed, but then it's lying absolutely vacant. No firm is coming out. We might go abroad and ask for investments, but in fact the investments are not coming. And after demonetization, the working capacity of the factories have reduced. Those who were running three shifts, they have gone to 2 shifts. Those who were running 2 shifts, they have gone to a single shift. And there is a lot of layoff of the workers. Those people who are on contract or hired, they have already been relieved, and even the permanent workers are being asked to find new jobs. That is the unfortunate thing. In fact, in recent years, as you know, I'm a doctor by profession, and I know the people, large number of people are suffering now from asthma. A large number are turning into the cancer patients. There's quite a bit of cardiac diseases also, and it's all related to pollution. Unfortunately, the mandatory provisions of disposal of gases or disposal of waste, and especially the air pollution, it is not only affecting the human being, it is very adversely affecting even the crop. I mean, I recently visited one area where these factories are, the place is called Sota Nala around Behrod, and I visited almost 10-15 kilometers radius, and the cotton crop is absolutely dried up. The leaves are totally shriveled, and now they would not bring out the fruits of this thing. So most of the farmers have plowed the land, and now they put bajra as a millet, as a crop. But in initial sowing, they had spent more than 5,000 rupees per biga. I mean, the cost is quite a bit. So farmers have already lost because of this air pollution, this damaging their crop, and there is very bad smell coming in certain areas. If you pass through, you will find an awesome smell, as if some animal is dead and stinking. That kind of stink comes from the certain malt factories around. So these factories, which came to Alwar in the name of industrialization, have given diseases, have made people sick. And unfortunately, the government controls are not adequate as they are. We keep writing to pollution board, we keep writing to meeting the environment ministers and other people, but results are, because the industrialist is, particularly in the present government scenario, has a very high sort of influence over the government. So people don't listen. They'll tell us, why are you doing it? This industry will shift from here to Gujarat or some other place, and like that. It's a great aim, and possibly village after village are putting up the board to say that this is a ODF village. But the facts are contrary. As you said, the water is scarce. Even drinking water is a problem. Where to get water for all these activities, you know. So people find it more easy to go to the farms and all that, you know. We all, as a part of society, wish that it becomes open defecation free, but it will take some more time, you know. The government claims may be too tall, but the effects are contrary. Look, it shows the working of the government, you know. I wish you go and shoot that building. It's a 800 crore rupees building, you know. 800 crore. Not a small amount. Very huge building of medical college. Very huge building of a hospital, which was supposed to be a multi-specialty hospital. And huge residential complex for doctors, nurses and other paramedical staff. And it's all lying vacant. In fact, the construction company, which is the UP Nirman Nigam, which has constructed it, has asked ESIC to take possession of the building. They have not yet taken. Despite of a lot of pressure, political pressure, because of the election compulsions, probably they are now going to start a very small dispensary by making 1 or 2 doctors sitting there and like that, you know. So it is a colossal waste of money. This project was conceived in UPA 1, completed in UPA 2, and the building is totally complete for last 3.5 years. And the present government, present Labour Ministry and ESI has sort of disowned it. They say we can't run it. We are not going to run it. It is uneconomical according to them. This I feel is a political vendetta, because the scheme started by Congress-ruled government. It is not one example. There are many in Rajasthan where the government would not toe that line because the credit would go. That is the Congress government which brought it into place, you know. So that's very unfortunate. I have raised the issue. Unfortunately, in the last Parliament session, there was no debate. There was no chance that any member can speak, because it was also government engineered disruption. So to avoid that, they didn't allow Parliament to function, and I couldn't raise. This is my main issue. I sort of got elected on the promise that when I go to Lok Sabha, I will raise this issue. Why don't you start this medical college? If you can't start it, then why this money is being wasted? Then sell it off to a private entrepreneur if you can't run it. Have the courage and say that this is the last government built and we are selling it off. So, very dismal condition. People of Alwar are very dissatisfied, and I must say that it's one of the reasons that I very humbly try to put that Alwar people elected me around with a margin of around 2 lakh votes, where every successive election was being won by BJP and Modi Saab's influence. It was the Alwar which showed their face that how do they stand in the public, and they lost it by 1,97,640 votes as a huge margin. That shows the anger of the people against the government, you know. Modi wave have totally vanished. It is on decline, all aspects, and on the same day elections in the 3 segments, that was Ajmer, Alwar and Mandalgarh, where there was an assembly by election. We won every bit of it. The margin in every assembly segment has been more than 10,000. I mean, in one assembly segment, I scored 50,000 more votes than my rival. And minimum was 10,000, and that's how it made 2 lakhs, you know. Similarly, our candidate in Ajmer, Mr. Raghu Sharma, he won by 80,000. Similarly, the candidate in Mandalgarh won by 10,000 votes, or little over 10,000 votes. So overall we fought in 17 assemblies in a totally different area. Alwar is far off from Ajmer and Mandalgarh is far off from, but the people's perception was the same and the results were exactly the similar. So this, people have realized that Modi ji and the government make tall claims. They are good orators. They give good speeches. They convince people. People initially saw them as a leading light for the country, but now they have realized that they were all fake promises, and that is the result that now there is no crowd in Modi's meetings. We had a recently meeting in Rajasthan, in which the government was involved. Collector, Tahsildar, Patwari, every government employee was asked to bring the people, and they called it those who are the beneficiary. This is a dialogue between the beneficiary and Modi ji. I mean, it was a political meeting. It was a sort of start of an election campaign, but they spent huge government money, and it looked like as if they are doing it a government function. So that's how they brought the people, you know. Because in last meeting in Jhunjhunu, when the Prime Minister came, people showed him black flags, and the meeting was very thin. The pandals were vacant, you know. So for Rajasthan, it's a foregone conclusion that the Congress government is coming. I mean, you go and ask any citizen of Rajasthan, you know. The view is the same in Delhi, Bombay, Calcutta, abroad. If there is a Rajasthani, he'll say goodbye to Vasundhara. And the same is about Modi ji. He has lost his shine. People are no more attracted by his version. He's just a monologue man. He talks man ki baat. He's a unilateral. He doesn't want to discuss it with even with the media. I mean, when did he have a press conference with the media in the last 2 years? He would not. It will be an engineered program where question will be tabulated. In London, he was there other day. It was Punya Prasoon Joshi somebody was there, and he asked those questions only which Prime Minister sort of approved to be asked, you know. So Modi ji's charisma has gone. Thank you very much, Delhi Post.